Layers Organizer is based on the open source layers panel, which you can get from sketchucation.com for free. That may suit your needs. This one here has some different functionality. The UI has been significantly altered to streamline it, and there are a significant number of bug fixes. One of the key things conceptually is that it's meant to replace the usage of the layers panel or the layers tray that comes with SketchUp. Most, if not all, of what you need to do, at least for the vast majority of the time, will be taken care of by just working in this one panel. So it has a few extra tools around it so that you can quickly do some things without having to go elsewhere in the application. A key thing is the fact that you can group and sort layers here. If I highlight a couple of layers, I can group them together. I can rename the group whatever I want, and of course I can pick it up by the handles and move it to wherever I want. You can do the same thing, of course, with the layers themselves. You can reorder them. The other thing is sorting. So it will sort things, putting groups at the top, and then alphanumerically. I can also sort within a group, which helps get things, a messy layer set off to a good start in any case. Another key thing is putting some protection around the hazard of moving away from layer 0 as the active layer. You have to do this very intentionally in this panel. So for example, if I wanted this to be the active layer, I'd have to highlight the layer, press this button, I'd get a warning, and then I'd know that the active layer has been changed because it's now bold. I'm going to move that back. The other thing to note is, moving across the top here, is this particular toggle button. When you make a new layer in a particular scene, so we're in this scene at the moment, it will be visible in every scene. And you may not want that. It may be just that one scene. If you made that layer there and you didn't want it visible in every other scene, you'd have to go into each scene and turn it off. This toggle allows you to basically make it visible only in the layer that you've created it, and it will be invisible in all of the other scenes. This one here, when you're working, especially earlier on in the design process, you often want to be able to flick between scenes and then flick back again after having done some changes in your layer states. You would find that you would be reverting back to the saved layer state. So you could flick away and then flick back, and any adjustments you'd done to what was on and what was off would be lost, and you'd be reverting back to whatever the saved layer state was. This allows you to, this does an autosave basically, so that whatever your current layer state is, it will be saved. And so when you flick over and then flick back, you'll see that it has preserved the configuration that it was on, and you don't have to go back through and switch them all on or off again. That's adding a new layer, that's adding a new group. So you can add a new group that has no layers underneath it, name it what you want, and then pick up the layers and move them into the group. You can lock a layer. It prevents it from being deleted essentially, and especially when you're working in teams, it's a definite clue that that's there for a reason. Maybe you should ask. Yeah, you can lock and unlock that. Going down here, this basically takes a bunch of highlighted layers and puts them into a group. You can see that you can have nested groups if you want, if you're working with a lot of layers. This will take them out. So this will take a group and ungroup things. This here, of course, is to merge layers, and you can basically take those two layers and merge them. Purging unused groups, purging unused layers, which is the same as going through the dialog box, but without having to actually go there. You can just purge unused layers via the button here. This replicates some existing functionality. in SketchUp by deleting layers and deleting the content, or moving the content to layer 0, or moving it to the active layer. And this, of course, is just the color by layer toggle. And that essentially is it, except for the fact that this also has some integration features with our other plugin, Cross-Reference Manager. When you're cross-referencing components, you'll be bringing in a whole bunch of layers, and this will automatically group them for you, name them accordingly so that they're easily identifiable as cross-reference layers that are relevant to the cross-reference component, and you can collapse all that to keep your work view uncluttered. But you should check out that plugin if you haven't already done so. Okay, that's about it for this one.